Now come for the vulnerable protection. Okay, so what is vulnerabilities? Vulnerabilities is actually like if any of the the device. Okay, any of the device. What is vulnerabilities, guys? So it means vulnerability something. Okay, whatever it is. So like it shows the weakness. Okay, it actually shows the weakness. It means it could be. It is not compromised, but it could be. There is a chance it could be compromised. Okay, just mark. Uh, Consider on my word. Okay, could be compromised. There is a chance, guys. Okay, compromise, whatever it is. Okay. So what does it mean? Like I have a some device, like this is my firewall, okay, and it's running on the Palo Alto PAN OS, okay, it means Palo Alto operating system, right? Currently it is working on 10x. Suppose this is become obsolete, okay, obsolete. It means it become old and obsolete. So I'm using this operating system for this my Palo Alto firewall. So suppose I'm saying it could be a old, after 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, it could be the old, okay, operating systems and their features, whatever the features, whatever the security parameters, whatever the security features of this operating systems, it could be compromised. Okay, it could be compromised, or it could be suppose hacker has already get some details, okay, and there are a chance that it could be hacked. Okay, so why? Because this operating system are no longer able to provide the shield, security shield. Got my point? Okay, this operating system is obsolete now. It is no longer able to provide the security parameters or security shield. It could be if there would be any hacker can attack it, it could be hacked. It could be a compromise. Okay, so what we can do? We used to update it, right? Update it, those kind of things. So it means if it become obsolete, it means it is vulnerable. That kind of times we can say that my firewall, that device is vulnerable. Vulnerable means it is now, it could be a chance, it could be compromised, it could be hacked. It is very vulnerable. So what we can do, we can update it. We can update with the new OS, right? We can update with the new operating systems. We used to do, right? It's a basic thing. Like even in your phone, even mobile phone, you are upgrading the OS, right? Or even in your laptop, you're upgrading the security patches, okay? Because those are old, okay? So if you get a new update, you are updating it because it's provide the new security features and everything. So those are the meaning of vulnerabilities and how we are preventing actually to get a new updates. Okay, so now come to the here for vulnerability protection, how we can protect it actually. Okay, so we can see that there are two, default and strict. That's a by default rule. Okay, for a vulnerability protection in the Palo Alto firewall, these are the by default rule. I'm not going to say that. Just if you want, you can create your own, but I will suggest, guys, don't go for create for your own. Okay, because whatever the by default they have given, they are enough actually to protect your network. Okay, so I will suggest you select for the strict one, okay, and create a clone. Why I will say to create a clone? Because if you create a clone, you will able to edit it, because in the default one you won't be able to edit. You know what, you can do modification, you won't able to do that. So that's why create a clone. Okay, so it will provide the all and every protection. It has all every stuff. So, and then you can give your name, anything like vulnerabilities file. Okay, give any descriptions, name if you want. And these are the rules, guys. Okay, simple, client, critical, simple, client, high. Nothing is just simple, high, critical, high, medium, informational. These are the severity level. Okay, threat name is any CVE. Okay, it's a common virus stuff. Okay, it's nothing CVE. Okay, and host type is client, severity level critical, high, medium, for according to that. Okay, action is what? Reset both. Okay, so there are so many rule name they have created. So if you select anyone, and just go to the find matching signature, you can see that for only simple, client, critical, there are how many? Okay, there are 1454, 291. There are that much of, see that much of signature, guys. Okay, Adobe Acrobat Reader, Microsoft Silverlight. These are the threat name signature, guys. These are all going to be protect actually for your. These are that many of signature. So I will suggest go for the strict one and make a clone. it will give you the full signature. Whatever the signature are there for the vulnerabilities, it will cover everything. Why you make a clone? Because you will able to, like, it's a default policy. If I open it, guys, I won't be able to edit it. Okay, if I want to edit, if I want to change it, it's a read only. See that it's a read only. So if you want to use it, you can use it by default. You can use it, the default policy. But better to create a clone so you can play with it. If you want to edit something, you can do it. Okay, it's a little bit handy for you. So instead of going for read only, you can create it on. Okay, it's all depend. Just now I'm just showing the same. If you come to the policy, okay, and if you see that, like, if you see that there are 2 policy only created in the firewall. Like suppose there are 100 of policy are there. Okay, so in the vulnerabilities protection, if you create 1,000 of signatures, nothing gonna work if you have to be assigned here. There is none. See that vulnerability protection is showing none. You have to be assigned. If you create see, there is a 3 vulnerabilities protection rules: default, strict one. You have to be choose one and assign to that. Okay, otherwise it's not going to work. If you create 1,000 of signatures vulnerability protection like this, it is not going to work if you not assign to any of the security policy. Once you assign it, then it's going to work. Otherwise, it's not functionable. Got it? Okay. You have to be assigned to the policy. All are the objects. You have to be assigned to the policy. For creating a, see that, I want to explain again. For these are the default policy. Default policy is actually covering everything. Okay. But the thing is there, I'm making a clone. Why I'm making a clone? If you don't want to make a clone, if you want to select a strict one, that is good. That is enough to defend your device. Okay, that is enough to defend your policies, whatever. But the thing is, why I make it clone? I make it clone only for to make it handy to if I want to edit something. Okay, because in the default policy, I'm again showing you. If you see that, it's a read only. I won't be able to do any kind of, if I want to change, reset board, any kind of editing, I won't be able to. Okay, so make sure if you want to select the default policy, you can select it. It's all depend on you, but make sure to create a clone, so it would be handy for you. You can play with it. Okay, so like you are able to actually do a editing. So if you don't want to go for the default, if you want to create your own, go to that. You can create your own vulnerability protection, right? I'll show you how you can anything. Okay. You can create your own, but for the best practice, you can go for it. Like, see that if you give any name, like policy, I'm just giving name. Okay, threat name is any, action is what. Okay, so you just check action is drop and host type. Only you have to choose a category. So we don't know the brute force, code executions, that many DOS attack event, that many of categories. I don't know. If you want to allow it, where you can create by your own, if you want to allow it, like suppose it is blocking everything by default, and for one of the specific, like I'm not sure, for exploit kit, I don't know, could be info leak. So like you want to allow info leak, right? So if you want to create a custom policy like that, you can create, instead of going default, like you can create a allow policy for a custom leak. You can, it's all like this. Okay, so if you want to create your own for a special one, like I want to create for only brute force, I want to get the policy for the brute force, and I want to make it deny or drop. You can create your own. Okay, critical. This is CVV. That is just keep it any. Okay, no need to think about anything. It's just a custom virus. There's a full form. I'm just forgetting. It's a custom virus. Something else there. Okay, it's not much. And that for the vendor. If a Cisco, any kind of Juniper, any kind of other vendor, Microsoft. So those actually, if you have a ID, if you know, that time you can select. It is not required. Okay, these two. So if you're creating the new policy, you can create like this. Like I want to create for a custom policy for the category brute force. Okay, and I want to make it drop. You can create it. See that it came. Okay, it came for the brute force. But if you want to create it, I'm just giving you, making you more handy. If you want to allow any signature, if you want to, it's all depend on you. So I will suggest, that is my recommendation. I'm not saying that you can, if you want to create in, like you are working in the Palo Alto firewall okay, and you got a requirement to create some kind of custom signature and to allow some of the signatures. Okay, like you want to allow brute force, allowed. So at what scenarios you allowed? So guys, have you ever seen that in your offices, some kind of penetration test going on yearly based? I think you guys are aware of this. Like in your offices, any kind of penetration test. Like what is penetration test? So some cyber security guys would come and they're actually checking the loopholes in your network. So those are actually what they did. They will attack your device. Okay, they will give an attack to your firewalls, to your local server, PCs, whatever it is, and they will just check that the loopholes. At that point of time, your firewall is blocking everything. So if your firewall is blocking their attack, how come they are going to check that? Right? I'm just so because your company has hired the cybersecurity guys and they want to do all their loophole testing because it's called penetration testing. Okay, so they want to do check for the loopholes. So at that point of time, they will ask you, please allow my attack. I want to do a brute force attack. Allowed it in the firewall for the specific source IP and destination IP. I'm talking about the requirement. It happened to me. Okay, when I was at the beginning of my stuff, so some penetration guys had come and my firewall was blocking in the night. I was in the night and they have did some kind of penetration testing and it was blocked by the firewall. I came to know it was blocking. So they start calling me, hey, please allowed it because we are doing a penetration testing. So I have allowed it. So likewise, if you want to allow your own, you can allow. Okay, you can create your brute force attack and then you can allow it. It's all depend. So, but the best what I can say that for the best practice, always go for the strict policy. Come here, guys. So you can allow it. Like I have dropped it here. Okay, anyway, action is dropped. I'll show you. Go there and like brute force, I want to allow. Okay, I want to allow. Okay, I've created for the brute force. I want to allow. Then I want to block rest of everything. So then I will create for all category and I will just go for the block. Okay, and just I have a creator. Anything new block policy, anything. I have added, see that two policy in the one single policy. Okay, so it is block. It is, see that any drop. Okay, any category it's going to be drop, and just above that there is a for the brute force is actually allowing. Okay, so
because of वो top पे है इसके लिए.
Exactly. So that's how it will all work. Okay, guys. So that's how you can create. I think we are done, right? So that's how you can do that. So for the strict policy event, which what I did, I have just make it clone. Okay. I have just cloned it. I just want to give a new strict policy. Okay, new strict. Why new? Because it's a default policy. I have just new strict. What is this one? New strict policy. Okay, so there are by default simple client, what all are the simple client, and these are critical, high. These are the severity level they have given. Threat name is any. If you want to see, just click and go to that. What they have did? Reset both. Okay, category is any. Okay, and action is reset both. You can even change the allow, drop, whatever you want to do, lock IP, whatever you want to take action, you can do it. But better go for the reset both. It's all depend on you. Host is client. It doesn't mean whatever the host is, client or server. It's anything. Like I want to make it any. It's fine. Okay. So that's how even you can change. Those are the things. I think all looks same for me. Okay. All looks for same. So actually, they're all working for the. See that they're all working for the same category, guys. If you log into any, if you click on any of them, the category are same for everyone. The category is same. But what is the difference, guys? The difference is the severity level. Okay, one is for the critical, one is for the high, one is for the medium, one is for the low, one is for the informational. It means all severity level here all are selected. See that one is critical, one is high, one is medium, one is informational, one is low, and then again this for the client. They have created for the server. See that data for the server. So it's a by default rule. Okay, and they have created it. No need to think about. Just go for the by default rule. That's the best practice, guys. Okay, and if you want to allow anything, okay, so either in there only for the strict policy only. Okay, if you want to create anything, if you want to allow brute force, because it is by default going to be blocked. If you want to allow brute force, suppose allow brute force, suppose guys, what I will do? Action is allow, category is brute force. So make sure if you allow anything, keep the severity level low. Okay, that is fine. Okay, okay. Where it is actually, I need to check that. Where is the brute force? It's just lower in that. It's in the just a low at the top below. Okay, but that is not. If you select it, it's not going to work, guys, because all are going to be blocked. Just make it up. Move up. Okay, there is an option. Move up. Once I move up, now it's a number one. So for the brute force is going to be, if I assign a strict one to the policy, brute force, it is going to be allow. Rest, other thing, everything, all category going to be blocked. Fine, guys. Like I want to allow new vulnerable policy. Once you create it, go to the policy. No, always make sure, guys, this security policy only be assigned. I'm using a word assign, like you said, where you implement, right? So you have to be assigned it to the policy, whatever the policy you want to assign, right? Which policy you want to assign, you need to assign. See that. Go to the policy, go to the action, and then you will see the option. Like for the antivirus, we have selected here antivirus. Now we have created a vulnerable protection. Okay, by default it is none. Okay, if you click on drag and drop, we have created that much. Default is there, strict is there, vulnerable profile is there, and also we have created a one new vulnerable policy. So it's one of them only you can select. Okay, I've select this. That's it, guys. That's how you can select in the policy.